Hello everybody, Bruce here with a short video that's going to show you how to create a database and a table in a database. And we'll be using this particular database and table to explore the PHP data object. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over the table structure we're going to want to create, which is we're going to create a column that's called ID. And this is going to be what we call an auto-incrementing field that just assigns a new whole number, a new integer sequentially as new rows of data are added to the table. Okay, and that's what we call our primary key. More on this later. The title column, that's going to hold the title of a post. And by the way, we're going to be simulating, say, like a WordPress type of thing, a blog type of thing here, where we're storing just some basic information, a post ID, a post title, the body of the post, who created the post, the author, and whether or not the particular post is published, whether it's available to be seen, as well as a timestamp. So let me just carry on here. So we got the title, we got the body of the post, we have the author, is published, and created at. Now, the title field is what we call varchar, and that's variable character. And when we use varchar, we can specify exactly how many characters we want. So you can see here that I specified for the title up to 255 characters. On the body, I'm using the text property and the text type, and the text type allows up to 64,000 bytes, worth of text, right? Or numbers or anything like that, or HTML, right? So there, right? No images, right? We're just talking about text. The author is another varchar, 255 characters. Is underscore published is what we call a tiny integer. It's going to be 1 or 0 or a Boolean, just so you know. And we're setting it to a default value of 1. So when we create new posts, they're automatically set to 1 or true to be displayed. And then created at, right, is going to be what we call a date time field. And we're going to have it automatically place the current date timestamp in the field. Okay. So again, this is what we're going to set out to do in PHP MyAdmin. So I'm going to fire up my browser. It's fired up already. And I'm going to go to localhost/PHP MyAdmin. Okay, PHP MyAdmin, all lowercase. I'm going to hit enter, and it brings you to a screen that looks like this. So if I click on databases here, and you can see it lists all of the various databases that are stored in my MySQL system. So I'm going to go to the database name field right here, and I'm going to type in PDOPOSTS, no space, all lowercase. I'm just going to change this to the default collation, and I'm going to hit create, okay? Collation, create. And now I have a brand new database. And look on the left here in this tree here, this tree of database names, you can see that I have something called PDOPOSTS, and this is a database. In fact, if I go back up here and click on server localhost, databases, there we go. You can see that we have the PDOPOSTS database right there. And if I click on it, it's going to bring me here and it's going to say, hey, Bruce, this particular database doesn't have any tables in it to store data. So we're going to go to the create table and we're going to enter the word posts, lowercase, posts, lowercase. And we'll talk more about, how to name things and whether they should be plural or singular. And let's just go back to my diagram here. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns to store our data. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to enter the number 6 and I'm going to hit on the right, go. Woo! All right, now we have some work to do, because now we need to tell the database engine, MySQL, right, how we want to create each of these columns that is going to store some data for us, right? So if I enter here the name ID, right, ID, and I'll leave it as an integer, and then I'm going to say right over here, I'm using my mouse to scroll to the right, I'm going to auto increment it, and then this comes up, okay? So don't change anything here. This is going to be our primary key, and we're going to hit go, okay? So that's it. That's all you need to do right then and there for the ID. The next field is going to be title varchar 255. Varchar, whatever you want to say. So I'll say title, T-I-T-L-E, title, and I'll varchar, and I'll enter the 255 for the length value. That's it. Nothing to do right now. Just don't go down clicking anything yet. So we're still filling this table worth of information out. The next field is body, which is text. So body. And we're going to make that text just like that. And next, we're going to do author. And by the way, pause the video, rewind the video, do what you need to do, right? And by the way, this particular field is again varchar 255. And then that was author, right? Author, right? Let's make sure. Is underscore published, right? Is underscore published, right? And I said before that was a Boolean. So you can actually go here, and if you type, go to and select Boolean, right? Over here, you can say as defined, right? And I said I want it to be, I want it to be true, T-R-U-E, just like that. I want it to be true by default. And our last one is created underscore at with date time. So let's go here, created underscore at, and we'll make this a date time. Where are you? Date time, right? And we can tell it, right, to use the current timestamp, the current timestamp. So look at that. We have our table all defined. It's really good to double check, make sure we got our auto incrementing field. That's what AI is. Everything else looks good. And on the lower right, we're going to click the save button. And poof, if we go to the structure, right? Actually, we go to the posts table here, we click on it, and we go to structure, you can see this particular thing here shows me everything that we set. And if you notice carefully, it matches what we have here. Now, this is the thing that's going to store the data that we're going to read in via our PHP code. And eventually, we will not only be reading in the data, but we'll be able to insert new posts. We'll be able to update posts and delete posts. And we call that CRUD. Create, read, update, and delete. So just for kicks, let's go up here to the Insert menu, the Insert tab, and I'm going to enter nothing for this ID because this is going to be automatically done by the MySQL database engine. So the title, I'll just say I like pizza, right? Let's just do this. I like pizza, right? And then I'll just put in here, let me go find some hipster ipsum because I need some, right? And I'm gonna go here and generate some hipster ipsum. Here we go, there we go, whoop. And I'm gonna paste that in there, okay? Remember, it's set to text, so it's gonna be up to 64K. And then author, hey, that's me, right? Bruce Elacourt. And then is published is set to 1 and the current timestamp. I'll hit go. And boom, it says 1 row inserted. And if I go to browse, you can see that I have this 1 row of data here. And notice the ID is set to 1. So again, I'm going to go to the Insert tab, Insert. I'm going to type in the title, I like turtles because you all know me, right? Actually, I love turtles, right? Exclamation point, hipster ipsum. And let's just type in here Gail Hilgort. And yeah, let's just do that. In fact, let's just do one more. Insert. I'll type in I love to play outside. No exclamation point there. Some hipster ipsum text. And then we'll put Tucker, the dog, Tucker my dog, right? Because he writes blog entries. And we'll hit go. So now in my database table, if I browse, I have 3 rows of data. One written by Bruce, one written by Gail, and one written by Tucker. And if I want to go in right here, I can say edit, copy, or delete, right? So edit will bring me to like a little editor in MySQL. Now, you don't want to ever give a customer this mechanism here to update data in a site, right? This is meant for people like yourself, the people who are building these sites, right? If you like, we're going to be creating like front end code to be able to do the things that they would normally be able to do here, because this can be very dangerous, you know, playing around in here, okay? So we'll talk more about this, just so you know, but I just wanted to show you how you could go and create a new table and then add some, some data to it, all right? So I would suggest go back, rewatch it, stop the video with the space bar on your computer, right, to pause it, fill in everything, and yeah, you should be good to go, because in the next video, I'm going to show you how to use PHP code to read in the data here from this MySQL database, and specifically the posts table. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.